No one has more state pride than New Mexicans. The vibrant culture, bold flavors, unique history, and dramatic landscapes under our Zia sun are like no other. And the people of New Mexico are a rare breed. As diverse as we are, together we breathe life and soul into this high desert land. A land that promises adventure. I'm Michael Newman, and as your host, I'll be taking you with me as I seek out the best the land of enchantment has to offer.
New Mexico, it feels like home to me. It feels so true. It's time well spent when I spend it with you.
Thanks for tuning in for another episode of New Mexico True Television. I'm your host, Michael Newman. Travel is all about new experiences, and in this episode, it's all about picking up some new skills. Through personal instruction and some impromptu lessons on the dance floor, I managed to become a jack of all trades. In the heart of Red River sits the Community House. Since the 1940s, this center's free daily events keep it a stronghold of the community. Any day of the week, good old-fashioned fun can be found at this Red River institution. This is truly small-town America at its best, and no visit to town would be complete without popping in to see what's going on inside. When I meet up with my friend Jacqueline at the Community House, you can already hear the music calling. And the caller calling. Yes, that's right, it's square dancing night. When in Red River,
Everybody's ready.
you gotta wear the hat and do the dance.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
Ahead.
All right. I don't know if I'm ready for what's in store, but I can't resist taking a peek. So I wanna study first. I'm gonna do my research.
4 ladies chained across the ring.
I can honestly say that in all my years, I have never seen anything like this. Hands down, this is the best instance of a multi-generational, all-inclusive, all-ages experience I have ever had the privilege of being part of, and I just walked in the door. I have never seen so many people smiling and twirling, do-si-doing, having such a good time. Dads with their daughters, old folks, young folks, and everyone in between dancing up a storm. I think it's safe to say I'm a bit out of my element. I've already been schooled not to wear my hat indoors, and informed men usually don't wear their jeans inside their cowboy boots. Help, I feel like a wolf in sheep's clothing, or an urban cowboy trying to be the real thing. But there are plenty of other folks sitting this one out too. Like me, I think they're enjoying the people watching. These people have got moves. It's so much fun to watch. Nothing wrong with being a wallflower in this dance hall. Even being a passive participant is a blast. It's enough for my eyes and ears to keep up with the caller's commands. I'm not quite sure how my feet will manage, but it helps to have a good friend like Jacqueline give my confidence a little boost. So here goes nothing. There's no easy way to go about diving into the boot scoot and boogie. I'm definitely the new guy in town, but everyone's too busy kicking up their own heels to notice.
All right. I need one right here in the middle square.
After getting in step with line dancing, I jumped into a square to try my square dancing moves. And that was it. You couldn't get me off the floor. And before I know it, I'm actually enjoying myself. I'm outright having an amazing time. I think I found my inner cowboy. Who would have known? Red River is full of surprises, of the best variety. All right. All in a day's work. For your toe-tapping, boot-scooting evening in Red River, here's some hints. The Community House sits right in the heart of Red River, which is just 45 minutes north of Taos, 2 hours north of Santa Fe. You can dance at the Community House at least once a week, sometimes up to 4 times a week. Check out their other activities like s'mores and storytelling and family nights, all of which are free. Don't go away. We're headed to Okayawingay for some native cooking. Sign up to receive monthly newsletters about events and happenings around the state at newmexico.org. And now from the pages of New Mexico Magazine. At the northern edges of Española, just over an hour and a half north of Albuquerque on New Mexico 68, is the pueblo of Okayawingay. Sitting in the fertile valley along the Rio Grande, Okayawingay is the home of Norma Naranjo, who will be giving me some hands-on instruction in native cooking today at her feasting place, a business in which Norma opens up her home to introduce people to native food and culture.
Welcome, Michael, to my home
Thank you for
at
having me.
Okayawingay. I want to introduce you to my family.
All the women of Norma's family have come together to prepare for the pueblo's upcoming feast day, I feel fortunate to be having my class when so much activity is taking place.
I'm making a pie dough that's very, very simple. The original name for the Tewa name for the outdoor oven is called apante.
Pate. Okay.
And then, of course, the pies are pates.
Pates.
The Pueblo women didn't have any type of fruit, so the only thing that grew wild was the wild plums for the pies.
Fruit to put in the pies. But what they did have was a lot of corn. So cornmeal traditionally served as the base for the pie dough. The crossover between Spanish and native cultures is definitely seen in the food. Case in point, the empanadas Norma is instructing me on right now.
So crimp it at the edges.
After completing the basics of pie assembly, Norma brings on Mary for the artistic handiwork.
I'm doing what is called an infinite circle, and sometimes you see this in a lot of pictoglyphs or petroglyphs. I just thought it was fun to put on a pie.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be infinite delicious.
Yes, it will be.
But don't try this at home.
Only under supervision.
Yeah,
So now what we're going to do is we're going to go outside because I believe the bread is ready to come out.
Wow, so what I saw was only the beginning of the bread baking.
And I usually leave my bread in about 40 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So this is a whole, as you can see, it's golden brown.
Golden and delicious.
So do you want to give it a try?
Yes.
Okay.
I like this little tool.
Once I start pulling bread out of the horno, or pate, I get my first glimpse at just how deep these mud ovens are, which is absolutely necessary when you are preparing a feast for mass amounts of people.
I think we'll keep him.
Yeah.
I told you you're going to put me to work. Once you get me started, it's no stopping.
Look at all these ladies are relaxed now. They don't have to do it.
Yeah, you guys relax. I'll do all the work, no problem.
All joking aside, I feel I finally earned my place on the team.
This is my little garden chili patch. So what we're going to do is pick them and wash them, and then we're going to roast them out in the ashes. That's what we did when we were growing up. My grandmother would bake bread and we would pick chili and roast it. So.
Right.
Growing up, Norma's family raised cattle and farmed, and much of what Norma learned in terms of cooking came from her grandmother Rosalia and mother Margaret. Harvesting and living off the land are the foundations for Norma's cooking, and the lifestyle she enjoys sharing with those of us who take her class. The chili, squash, and tomatoes we're picking now will be going into a chopped salad and a green chili stew we're making for lunch. Talk about farm to table.
Just throw it all in.
Yeah, just throw it all in.
From what your mother and grandmother taught you, have you taken some of those old recipes and put your own touch on them?
I have, but I really try to stick to the old recipes. Yes.
Right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah, right.
I can certainly appreciate Norma's traditionalist approach. After all, I think any New Mexican would agree. You need nothing more than green chili stew, a pot of beans, and fruit pies in the oven to make a meal. Oh, but don't let me forget the main dish. That's right, we're also making chili rellenos. But in this case, we're making blue corn chili rellenos, which is another first for me.
And you want to make sure that your oil is, quite hot so you can have a little toast to it.
Flip that one. Think done?
Yeah?
Okay.
Don't they look amazing?
They do indeed. In fact, this whole spread looks amazing. I can't believe we pulled this all together since I got here.
And all that made from the garden.
I learned a lot today, including some Tewa words.
Some new friends
Exactly.
and part of family.
Totally. When you cook together, that's when you become family. You know.
And I mean it. I felt welcome from the minute I walked in the door. Then, they extended the hospitality beyond their own home and invited me to join them for feast the following day. What an honor. Feast days are named after the Pueblo's patron saint, originally designated by the Spanish. And today, these are days of celebration, song and dance, and of course, feasting. You have never seen such bounty. It's like an open house with revolving doors of visitors streaming in for good food and good company.
By made, she means I took it out of the oven. I didn't really.
There is simply no better way to come together than at a table over a delicious meal. While I signed up for an individual class, Norma does offer group classes as well. Norma also hosts lunch and dinner meals for up to 40 guests in her home. And what we were unable to show on camera was the dancing and ceremonies for Santa Clara's feast day. These events are open to the public and a great way to experience this part of Native culture. For more great stories like this from New Mexico Magazine, visit newmexico.org. Stay tuned as I take on one of this region's oldest and most treasured crafts. If you missed an episode or just want to see more of New Mexico True TV, visit our YouTube page at youtube.com/visitnewmexico. There you can find all of our full episodes and segments. Tierra Wools is located in the town of Los Ojos, 2.5 hours north of Albuquerque on Highway 84, in the northernmost reaches of our state. This weaving studio and showroom date back more than 100 years, and their rugs and wool products represent a rich culture and history of weaving in this region. Settled by Spaniards going back as early as the 16th century, raising sheep and weaving have always been a way of life in this valley. And Tierra Wools makes for the perfect introduction to this heritage, evidenced by the exquisite rugs, pillows, and blankets, as well as clothing and accessories adorning the showroom. It is clear the local artisans of Los Ojos are doing an exceptional job at preserving the village's weaving legacy. In fact, the weavers of Tierra Wools today are utilizing the same wool their ancestors did, that of both Rambouillet and Navajo Churro sheep, a descendant of the ancient Iberian Churro sheep. And the wool is as local as you can get, being sheared from the sheep that pasture in the surrounding mountain meadows, and the quality is superb. Moving beyond the showroom and the stunning display of finished products, you will take note of the array of yarns and tools you may buy for your own weaving projects. And for many people, this is why they come here. Through a regular schedule of weaving, spinning, and hand dyeing classes, Tierra Wools brings a new audience and participants to this age-old craft, engaging new people in the process every day. Let's start with the dyeing. Artisans at Tierra Wools dye both commercially and naturally, and for their natural dye, much of what they use is gathered locally, both fresh and dry plants, roots, nuts, just about anything you can imagine. I'm meeting up with Tony to learn about their process.
So does what you actually spin and what you make, the end product, depend on like kind of the regional kind of plants, that the colors you have to dye with?
Somewhat, but we do buy some things because almost every local plant's going to give you a yellow.
Right.
So I'm kind of yellow.
New Mexico. You don't
That's
have
it. But then you have a few things you can do. We use cota, which is Navajo tea or Mormon tea, yerba negrita, chamisa, cañagre, curly dock. This is avocado skins and seeds.
Really? Avocado.
So I get everybody to save all their avocado seeds, and then when I have enough, we chop them up. And
Nothing goes to waste.
that's the first one I tried.
That's cool. So you're actually doing a natural dye right now?
Yes, these are some mealy bugs off of prickly pear.
Oh.
And this will need to simmer an hour. It looks, oh wow, look at that. But if you pinch it, you see that
goes
it's
right
not
back.
ready. So it takes an hour for it to soak up the color.
So you have to be patient with it. You can't just rush the process.
You got it. I'll show you over here. Here are the cochineal. These are the mealy bugs from the prickly
Really?
pear.
They're almost metallic.
Yeah,
That's so great. It's an actual bug.
they're little mealy bugs. They're dead already, but
No way. But they feed on the prickly pear.
correct.
Okay.
And I had always been told that the prickly pear, the fruit itself, would not stay fast to light if you use it for dye. But I talked with one of my Navajo friends, and he said that if you ferment it, it will. And I haven't tried that yet.
I'm surprised there's anything Tony hasn't tried. I had no idea how much can be reaped from our landscape to create all these wonderful dyes. I have a whole new appreciation for the spectrum of colors seen in these rugs. Speaking of rugs, one of Tierra Wools' weavers, Sophia, has offered to give me some one-on-one instruction on the loom. So Sophia, you're going to teach me how to weave on a loom?
Yes.
Or we're going to attempt to at least. Okay, so can you, let's do the basics, the essentials.
Okay, this is the basics. Okay, this is your warp, this is your weft, okay? Your weft goes across your warp. The warp is your base. And when you step on a treadle, these are your treadles down here. When you step on one, it opens a shed.
It opens a shed. So the shed has to be open for anything to go through. So,
Right.
Okay.
And then you make an arc. You hold your finger there when you close it. When you step on the other treadle, it brings up the other set of the other harness.
Okay.
And that's what weaves it in. See?
Okay.
So now it's woven in. So you just grab here in the center here and beat it down. Tuck in your
That
tail.
looked way too easy.
We'll see.
We'll see, exactly.
No, it's not. It's time consuming. It's fun. It's never easy, but it's pretty simple.
Right.
So you can stand here.
Okay, and the shed is closed, so I'm going to stay on
You
the
want to
left.
be on a closed shed because you're going to be doing another shot. Go through, Catch it on the other side.
All right, so
Okay.
I pulled it through, and I have it on the side. I'm gonna make
You
an
want to
arc.
hold it there. Now, make your arc.
Okay.
And pretty good firm arc. Bring it down just a little, because if you make it too high, you'll get buckling. So that's good right there. Now,
Okay.
hold it, step on the other side. Perfect. Now,
Okay.
grab in the right in the center and beat hard. Good job. Now, throw it through the other side and
Okay.
repeat that whole.
Okay. I pulled it through. And I want to hold it.
Yes.
Not too much tension, like kind of right there.
A nice firm arch, so bring
So
it down.
much.
Now make your arc.
Okay.
A little lower, bring it down a little bit. Step, hold, step, good. Grab, no center, beat. Yay, Michael's a weaver.
All right, thank you. You made that look so easy, and then you made. I processed it in a way that I could do it. Because the loom is very intimidating if you don't know what you're doing, but once you get it, you step into it.
It is.
Sophia's instruction makes this look easy, but don't let my beginner's enthusiasm fool you. The artistry and technique behind the complex patterns of these rugs is not lost on me, but I do think I've found a new passion. While time-consuming, there's a meditative quality to looming. The rhythm of passing the shuttle, stepping on the treadle, beating it down by closing the shed, and then seeing your progress immediately. Very gratifying.
All right, I'll be here all day. All right. Going through.
Tierra Wools offers 2-day, 3-day, and week-long classes in dyeing, hand spinning, and weaving. If you're more limited on time, look into their free 1 to 2 hour weekly classes on inkle loom weaving, hand spinning with a drop spindle, and knitting. Open year-round, but during the winter they are closed on Sundays. And now, here's another New Mexico true treasure.
Hi, I'm Amy Barabee, and I believe that Los Poblanos is one of our New Mexico true treasures. You have this very humble yet impeccably designed event venue where I've gone to events for business occasions primarily, as well as weddings and that kind of stuff. Then you have the inn portion where I've had the privilege of having breakfast, where I am watching the afternoon chefs pick herbs out of the garden and bring it in, and it is as farm to table as it gets. You know, you're sitting there having breakfast, watching the peacocks. They have these extraordinary white peacocks stroll outside. They've made it a true treasure in the middle of an urban setting. When I see that Los Poblanos sign, I start to feel that feeling of like, all right, I'm about to arrive and change, and I'm changed every time I go to Los Poblanos.
Up next, I find the perfect backdrop to take a swing at golf. Do you take a lot of pictures on your New Mexico travels? Well, if you do, show us by hashtagging New Mexico True on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. While many people immediately think of snow-covered alpine peaks when they hear the name Angel Fire, these same mountains provide the perfect setting for a host of activities in the warmer months. Whether you're seeking adrenaline thrills at the summit or looking to hone your skills on the golf course, there's no shortage of things to do in this resort town during the summer season. For me, the stunning Angel Fire Resort Golf Course is calling my name. This PGA-rated par 72 course provides the optimum experience for both beginner and experienced golfers. If I'm going to take a swing at golf, this is the place to do it. Set along creeks, fir-lined canyons, and with mountain peaks creating a panoramic backdrop, I decide playing at Angel Fire Resort demands that I up my game. Thankfully, the resort offers lessons, so I've signed up for a private session with golf pro Don Willingham. Thank you so much for having me here at Angel Fire.
Welcome to Angel Fire.
Yes, this is one of the most beautiful courses in the state, I hear, so I'm excited to be here.
Yes.
So we get to practice a little bit
We're
first.
going to start with the putting. We're going to start close in.
Okay.
And we'll go to the chipping green and go a little further out. We'll go to the driving range and hit the big dog.
Okay.
All right?
You think you're going to have me in a place where I can do all of that?
Absolutely.
Okay, I trust you then. I
All
trust
right.
you. All right, let's do it.
Now, one of the things I'm going to have you do is stand up like this, hold the putter up here. Now, see how my arms are to my side?
Right.
I don't hold the putter out here. I'm going to hold it in here. Now, when I bend over, I'm going to leave my arms kind of bent. Much
Okay.
better posture, because I'm trying to get your eyes more over the ball.
Okay. After a few pointers, Don takes me to my first putting hole. What seems like a simple enough objective, getting a ball into a hole in the ground with a minimum amount of strokes, actually involves a lot of factors, not to mention precision. It is no easy feat. This is a game of serious skill, and I've got a lot to learn.
So I'm going to try to land this somewhere around the first hole. and it should roll the rest of the way.
Oh man, that might actually be going in.
How about that? Good. Nice.
Oh, nice shot.
With limited success on the putting green, and seeing my inclination for really wanting to take a whack at the ball, Don thinks I may have better luck on the driving range.
There you are, nice.
After some time on the range, I have a better feel for things. And with greater confidence, Don decides I'm ready to get on the course.
Great shot.
Nothing like teeing off on top of the world. At the end of the day, I may not be the best golfer this course has seen, but spending the day with Don on these greens has certainly inspired me to keep playing. For a day of golf at Angel Fire Resort, here's some tips. The course is located on State Highway 38, about 90 miles northeast of Santa Fe. Course hours vary by season and available daylight. Call the golf shop before you visit. And check out Angel Fire Resort website for their golf attire dress code. Sometimes, adventure just means breaking out of your comfort zone and covering some new ground, literally and figuratively. With that being said, what are you doing next weekend?